Let's see how the internet goes today. Hello, good evening. Yes, what we got here? Let's see. What time is it? It is now 3 minutes till. That's okay. We'll just start the live stream here. Welcome back, everybody. And I guess let's see who's online. We have 3 people watching, so welcome. Oh, we just had dinner. I feel like I'm going to explode. Too much food. It was very delicious. The cook is upstairs now, painting her bee boxes that we're going to put out here soon. Vanessa's got some bee colonies that got a bee colony that she's going to be putting up here at my place. We're going to be getting her a bee colony for her own beekeeping, and she's painting it green. So that's upstairs smelling up the house right now. Okay, that's not a problem. Just it was nice of you to stop by. That's fine. Hello, Curtis Miller. How are you? Yes. And alles gut. Yeah. It's hiding, running away. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's it's no stress. We're just waiting for everybody to roll in here. Got another minute or two. And the neighbor's dog is barking, so let's go. Got a really cool stone here. Hello. How are you doing? Oh, we have a new guest here. We have someone I haven't seen in the live stream for a while here. D. Mackelzak. Yes, that's kind of a tongue twister. You got Prince over there drinking the water, but when Prince drinks his water, he dunks his whole beard in there, and it's like a mop. It sucks up all the water, and then he walks around the whole house, and then he wants to come up and give you a kiss, and it's disgusting. You're finally on time. That's great. Welcome. Glad you made it. Yes, skull. Haha. Just admiring this cool rock here I got from my buddy James. We run a miniature mining business in Africa. Well, he does, and I kind of give him some pointers once in a while. He brought me some nice stones. This is up to. You can actually see through it. It's pretty cool. This high-grade tourmaline from Africa. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I can't see the letters here. My screen. I don't know. I need glasses. Got Prince over here. I'm watching the dogs. What they're doing? They're getting in. Silly dogs. Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. We got it's 8:30. Welcome everybody to the live stream. Welcome to my channel. Everybody, this looks like everybody's familiar so far. I'm glad everybody tuned in. It's Thursday in honor of Thor, Torsdag, or Thorsday, or Torsdag. I don't know how to pronounce correctly. Yes, but in German, we call it donnerstag, like the god Donar, which is Thor in Germanic mythology. So, Stone Wolf Outdoors, welcome. We got everybody rolling in the door here, and it's pretty cool. One really cool announcement that I have to thank everybody here for to help me. That was part of the achievement here is that my channel has reached 2,000 watch hours, which is halfway there. Yes. So that was really exciting this week. And actually, right now it's at 2019, like my channel, 2019. Pretty weird. Oh. The dog just heard a noise. Yes, and I'm glad to see everybody tuned in. Yes, shooting star. That's pretty cool. And let's see how the internet does tonight. It's very cloudy out, and it's not weather, and that's not usually when I don't have the best reception, but we'll hang in there. Oh, there it goes. See, I think it has something to do with when I mentioned it, because last time I said nothing and it was good until I said, hey, the internet connection, and then it, like I just said, the internet connection, and it just popped up here. So let's see how this goes. If it gets too terrible, then I'm going to have to figure something out, and we'll have to end the stream. Yeah, streams usually don't last too long until the internet kicks out here. I live in a farm country, so it's the worst internet in the world. If you go in the middle of the Gobi Desert, you got the best internet, high-speed internet, and here it's industrialized modern Germany. We don't have internet out in our farm country. That's kind of weird. Yes, so we're doing a lot of work at the Viking camp. A lot of work, a lot of plants. It's planting season. I've been able to get into the bees for the first time last week, which is really, really exciting. I've been waiting for that for all winter, hoping they would be bees in the box when I open it and they would be doing okay. I was really hoping to see, the queen and brood and that they have enough supply of food. So, yeah. Curtis Miller. Yeah, your internet is like that there as well. Yes. Okay. That's kind of a treat. I'm trying to find the best option for me because I like to do some testing and tuning for what works for me the best. I kind of canceled the internet on the hard phone line because they weren't supplying me with a steady internet. They were always turning it off all the time, and I said I can't pay for this if it never works. And the dog's just looking at the door. And so now I have mobile internet. I'm testing that out if I like that or not. But I'm trying to get an internet that I can actually take with me to the Viking camp. Yeah, that's not a problem. I mean, everybody's got life to take care of and stuff that's important. You need to take care of that stuff. Projects as well. Make sure the dogs aren't getting in any silly trouble here. Chickens, yes. Actually, yes. So, yeah, chickens and rabbits are on priority list. I somehow heard donkeys as well over there in the next room. Donkeys as well, 2 of them, at least 2, because they're really cool. But the problem is my space that I have is very limited, and I have to very intelligently adapt what I have right now to my best abilities. But I'm on the lookout to get the property around the camp and across the road and wherever I can get it to get some more animals. So that's the idea. So yes, I definitely agree with you. Animals would be an awesome upgrade. I have to make sure. Princess over there. There you go. That was fine. Laying on its bed. Every time Vanessa walks through here, they want to run up and jump and like it's I haven't seen her in 5 years. That's dogs. Yeah, fresh eggs. That's a great resource. You will not starve. You will eat 2 eggs a day. You will not starve. That's a very valuable resource to have. Some good healthy chickens. And chickens are also the best. If you have waste food, you can just feed the chickens. They'll eat anything. And that's you're not wasting anything if you throw food out. Dry bread, and you can hang a bucket above the chickens and drill a bunch of holes and throw all your food in there. Especially just meats would be preferable because everything else, the smell would just get too disgusting and start to attract some kind of nasty animals. But if you throw just a piece of meat or 2 up in there and let it rot and leave enough holes in the top and then the size for flies to go in there and lay maggots, there'll be millions of maggots in that bucket that'll be falling through the holes of the bucket and feeding the chickens for free, basically, which is a really cool idea. You're getting chickens this spring. Oh, that's good news. It's really cool. Yeah, land is especially if I can't get the neighbors. If I can't get the one directly next to me, which I'm dreaming about having right now, because it's 1 hectare of land. It's 10,000 square meters. It has the forest behind the camp, and it goes all the way around the corner up the hill, and it's just awesome. And I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see. But there's a place across down. If you go out of the camp across the field, there's a big forest there, And that forest, that first half of the forest at least, is totally destroyed. It's just trees all over. And I'm interested in that forest as well because there's a lot of pine trees in there. And if I take all those rotten pine trees out and clear out a nice open area, I'll have an entire new area to do a new theme for the camp and extend the camp basically across to the field the other way. Although the field doesn't belong to me, I can still do something really cool, Viking Age related as well, on the other side of the field there, and keep my animals there possibly even. Plant lots of trees. I need to plant some more trees. I've planted over 100 trees last year. It sounds like a lot, but it's my trees are still like this big, some of them. So it's not that, it's not that spectacular as it sounds. Hello, Nick Burison. Welcome. Burison. How do you pronounce that correctly? I wish to be very accurate with people's names. It's great wood for building if it ain't too rotten. Yeah, well, even if it's what we call it rots at the bottom and breaks off, you cut about this much away, and the top part is still good for building your, for the Viking camp. It's perfect. It doesn't have to be like brand new lumber. And you cut off the bottom 3 feet and you have a great, long piece of wood, and you can build with that or cut it up for firewood, whatever, so there's plenty of it in there. And what I want to do is I want to plant trees that grow fruits and bloom different times of the year for the bees. The bee's knees is what that's called. Yes, the bee's knees. So that every couple of weeks something else starts to bloom, so the bees constantly have a supply of blossoms that they can visit. And Nick, you are correct. In pine forest, ticks are an absolute pest. That's why I want to plant some oak trees, because they deter some of the oak trees deter some of the insects there that aren't so friendly. And I'm hoping maybe, just maybe, I might be able to get a piece of that field as well. But that's we'll have to see about that. I have to win the lottery tomorrow. The jackpot in the lottery is 89 million euros right now, and I'm planning on buying a ticket tomorrow morning before I go to work, because I'd like to have half of that. That would be awesome. If I win that, that'd be cool. I would go up to all the people that own the property and say, I will pay you 3 times the value of it. Right here is cash, and that would be awesome. Yes. Burison. Okay. Correct. Burison. Okay. I think I got it right now. Yes. Ticks are a very bad, ticks are a great danger in pine forests. That's kind of where they like to hang out. I used to do a lot of hunting in pine forests, and I had to I usually always tape my boots up really well so that they don't crawl up my legs. If I didn't do that, I'd have at least 10 ticks all over my legs. It's not so cool. No. You can actually get really sick from those. But I guess we all know that. So that's yeah, so we'll be working on the camp. I dug out a hole in the middle, and we're making a really cool circular garden section. And Vanessa's going to even out the outer perimeter and make a wattle fence with willows. But we're not quite sure yet how. My foot hurts. So when you get old, your bones start to not function. So yeah, the wattle fence, we're not sure how we're going to do it yet. If we're going to stack them vertically and then weave in horizontally. But the vertical ones we're stacking, those are going to be green willow branches that are going to grow, which is going to be so exciting. And now I'm thinking of sticking them in crosswise, like sideways and then this way, so it looks like actual fencing, but tying them up with string or wire, and then both trees will grow, and they'll grow new branches, which would be also really, really cool. So we're not sure yet. We have to really do some groundwork still to even it all out. Yeah, that's still quite another day or two of work before we can even start with that. Hmm. Hmm. Yes, I don't know. Yeah, ticks here in Germany are pretty bad. We have a lot. I would say this. We have if this is when it starts to warm up now, above freezing, we get a little bit less rain. I have to brush the dogs every time we come inside, and they get a special thing in their food that they eat that one time, it's like a tablet. They're good for 3 months. Usually the ticks they fall off after they bite them for the first couple minutes, so that there's the risk of carrying disease. I ate too much, and I was like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna explode. Eat too much food. You have a awesome woman in the house that can cook. Yeah, you gotta watch out. Your dogs can get really sick from that too. I think for years they would never bite me as well. Um, I don't know, but now it's kind of I think my luck is over. I have to be careful. Yeah, especially you come home and they bite you in very inconvenient places where you can't help yourself, like on your butt. It's like, oh, I think there's a tick. Ah, you gotta watch out. They'll get you. Puh, you have to have Platz. You have to have Platz. Up, up. 50 years in the woods. Well, it really does. I think some areas are actually really lucky to have not so many ticks. I'm trying to make sure what Prince is up to. Hey, Nick Chin. Hinlegen. Puh, Platz. Ja. Hast du ein Tablet gefunden? Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, maybe only one tick that you've maybe noticed. The other ones fall off in your sleep. Yeah, garlic does wants to help, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe we should eat a bunch of garlic and go lay in the pine forest to see how many ticks would bite me. That'd be like a jackass video. I don't think I don't think I want to do that. No, skull. So yes, what else is going on? Got a lot of seeds propagated for planting. I just love gardening. It's kind of something I've discovered for myself. I have kind of an avid temper a little bit sometimes, and gardening really is something that grounds me. Sitting just earlier, I came home, stopped at the house to check to see what's going on, and then I took the dogs up to the camp, drove out for about 25 minutes to get there, and I just sat there, walking around, looking at the plants, and it's amazing just to see spring come around the corner. It's an awesome feeling, and I really enjoy that, planting plants and taking care of them and learning new things about nature and gardening, and so. Chickens, yeah, that's funny. I like how you said that. That's awesome. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, and I was really happy yesterday. Yesterday really was something awesome. Lavender, you're right. Absolutely, Stone Wolf Outdoor is correct. I invested in a great deal of lavender because I like it. We really love it. It has 1,000 uses. The bees love it. I love the smell of it, and I have many uses for it myself. One of the things we plan on actually doing this year is making our own soap, just to have done that once. And we're going to use lavender and some of the other herbs. I need everything that I like. I need a lot of it. Lavender, rosemary, thyme, thymian. I think you call it thyme in English. And we're going to make soaps with all these special herbs in them. It'll be awesome. So I'm really excited for that. And there's a lot of projects I'd like to do this year. Hoping to get the build of the blacksmith shop up soon. Is it St. Patrick's Day today? Oh, I was wondering why there was a lady jogging down the road with green, like Christmas ornaments on her head. I was like, what's up with that lady? I don't know. Yardley's lavender soap. I've never heard of that. But I do plan on making my own this year. That'd be really cool. I have some soap from a lady who makes soap in a couple of towns from here. I bought it at a medieval market, actually. I still have some of it. It smells so nice, and I leave some of it in my Viking stuff, my chest. When I open it, all my clothes, they smell like that soap. It's really cool. At 200,000 view time, a berserking rage or rabbit devastating yet. I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, I do have only views. I have like going on 100,000 views actually. I think almost here soon. But yes, 89 million euros. Yes, that's the jackpot for the Friday lottery. We have there's two major ones here in Germany. It's the Euro jackpot. That's what it is. Yes, 89 million euros. It's entire Europe. Yes, I guess so. If for those of you who celebrate St. Patrick's Day, happy St. Patrick's Day. Puki auf den Platz. Prince wants to be part of the live stream. And everybody said hello. Geh auf der Platz. Geh auf der Platz. I'll send them lay down. They just ate, so I have the dogs rest for at least an hour after they eat, so that they don't. I'll send them lay down. They just ate, so I have the dogs rest for at least an hour after they eat, so that they don't. It's not good for them to exercise around and roll around and jump up and down after they ate. So that's give them a good 1 hour at least to settle the food in their stomach. Yeah, he's out there looking for Vanessa now. She's upstairs painting her beehives, a beehive that she's getting ready to set up as soon as we are going to do the first bee split this year. I promised Vanessa that'll be hers, so that's going to be so exciting to do. We're going to try to film that too. And yes, that's the bees this year. I have 2 colonies left, and I decided so far, if I don't get a super cheap deal or someone offers me some bees from the local community for a real good price, then I'm not going to go out and actually invest in any bees, for the fact that I'd like to see how the weather goes. And if my bees actually end up developing, come swarm season, I'll be splitting those bees every week and a half, 2 weeks, to keep them from swarming. I'll be making small bee splits. And every 14 days, new bees will be born, and that'll be a big explosion of bee colonies. So maybe, and it took up most of my weekend. I really must say I have to get up early. And first, you drive out there, pack the car. That was the hardest part too. You start and I forgot 2 things. I have to drive home, so it's always stress. Platz. And it took me 4 hours minimum to check all the bees properly and make sure I'm happy with the work that I've done. And yes, exactly, Nick. That's exactly why I do that, because I want them to rest so that their food digests out, so that they don't suffer a terrible. That's a terrible endeavor. You have to rush them to the hospital if that happens. Okay, like yes, bee colonies. So if you were to buy a bee colony that wasn't what's called a Wirtschaftsvolk, a honey. So if you were to buy a bee colony that wasn't what's called a Wirtschaftsvolk, a honey producing bee colony, the Wirtschaftsvolk, it's with 2 or more supers. They usually cost between 140 and 300 euros. Split is basically you have your beehive, your box with your frames, you have a queen and the colony that lives in there. And at every given point in the year, multiple times during the spring and summer, the bee population will become too great to be contained inside that. And so the bees' general reproduction programming in their genes is to swarm, which means they make cells for new queens, and 3/4 of the colony swarm out, and they basically left a new colony with a couple of bees, enough bees in there to raise that queen and be alive long enough for the queen to come back to the colony after she left the colony to go on her mating flight to reproduce a new colony. And while the swarm goes look for a new home. So if you don't want to be out of a lot of money, you have to always be on top of your stuff. Open the bees at least once a week during appropriate weather and control to see what are these bees up to. You turn the frames around and you have to check. They always trick you once or twice. They put these queen cells in corners at the bottom in really intricate places where you can't see them right away. And if you're not trained to look for those things, you'll miss one. And you'll come back the next day and there'll be like no bees in the box. And there's just need to look for those things. You'll miss one. And you'll come back the next day and there'll be like no bees in the box. And there's just like, 2 hands full of bees. And you're like, what happened? And your bees took off. They're somewhere, and you didn't catch them. Sometimes you can, when they swarm, you can watch them where they land, where the queen lands. That's where all the bees will land, right there. Sometimes it's usually the next branch that's like closest to the bee colony, which is very convenient. You can re-obtain your bees, recolonize them into a new box, and that way they're natural for a short time. Hopefully they won't do that in the next week or two, but bees can swarm multiple times. So that's the terrible thing. I mean, you got to stay on top of it. And to reduce that load, you make bee splits. So basically you take a frame from the colony that has brood on it in 3 different stages. You want the eggs, the maggots, and the larvae. It's real important that you have larvae, because that's what the bees will make their new queen out of. Now, you take the frames out and you put a large amount of honey so that they can take care of the brood while they make a queen. The queen hatches and the queen goes on her first flight to come back, and hopefully everything went well. And the queen is now ready to lay eggs that are fertilized. So that's so that's how that works, and that's how you make bees. That's how you multiply your bee colonies. Or you go out and you buy, your beekeeper colleagues around you have to do the same thing, because there's beekeepers that have 50, 60 colonies. Now you got to imagine how many bees they have to take care of and bee splits they have to make every year to maintain. And what they usually do is they replace the queen every year for high performance. And I don't do that because that's kind of inconvenient. I did have last year though where I made a mistake. My favorite colony, my favorite colony. I didn't pay attention. I saw the queen was kind of slacking, and I didn't act in time. That colony actually died because the queen slackened. I didn't act in time, and that colony actually died because the queen was old and they didn't reproduce properly. And I couldn't fix it late on in the year. And, I'm going to another. There's enough about bees. I don't know. Some of you guys probably don't want to hear all this, but it's very interesting for me, and I'm really excited to share that. If when somebody asks, I really love to share everything I've learned. Hello, Kenny Parrott. Welcome. Oh, you make your own alcoholic beverages. That's pretty cool. Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, the bees aren't just interesting. They're very, very. I like insects that bite or sting you. So it's like, bees do nothing about anything that had to do with insects at all. or with and everything, it's just magical. And I was always really just recently, the last 5 years, has it been that I just start to sit and listen and look and learn. And it's just, I can't just, if I had enough money, I would just by sitting there, that's something I really enjoy. Really brings me back down on the ground, puts my way in. And 2 years ago, I said, you know what? I have this awesome place. I have all this awesome potential for bees. I'm really interested in it. So I had to take a course. This was all during the pandemic, the first wave and all that good stuff. So I did that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. And so I got interested in it and I started. So I had to just basically start on my own with no idea where to start. So I had to really just pick and choose. Did some testing and tuning, and I kind of stuck with the system that I have now. And I really kind of, excuse me, I kind of like what I have now. It's set up convenient for me. And what's really good now is I have my bee station, my bee workshop right there at the bees. My container contains everything I could possibly need to service the bee station. So I go in there and I get a new beehive and just put the bees in, put the lid on. Good to go. Normally now, the normal thing is you take that colony and drive them far away. So some of the bees that you put in there don't return home to the other colony. But there's a small trick. You just put way more bees in the new colony, and the bees that come back won't be... there will be enough bees still left in the bee colony if you put an excess of bees in, and bees do fly back home to their colony. There'll still be plenty more to keep that other colony ready to go. It's been very effective for me, and I think that's a good way to do that if you don't have two places to keep. So we got here. Hello, MZ. Yes, hello, and good luck with your moving into your new house. It's nice of you to stop in and say hello. In the 1920s, there was a phrase of a great approval. You would say that's the bee's knees. Yes, exactly. We call it in Germany, we call it a Trachtfließband. Basically, being able to control the crops that are planted so that they're planted so that one will bloom and then the next one will follow right into the next. So the bees continuously have something that they can nourish off of, and that's the bee's knees. And that's something I try to implement as much as possible as well at the Viking camp. But I only have 3,800 square meters. And to do that properly, you'd need like 3 hectares of land, and they don't have to be like around, and you'd have to have the bees, and you'd have to move the bees. And yeah, but I do forest too, and a lot of my stuff. But really my planting the plants doesn't make too much of a difference for the bees. Actually, it's not that much in reality to the bees. To me, it's quite a bit because I put a lot of time and a lot of effort into these plants. So bees do have these things, but I also do enjoy seeing all those plants, and I have use of them as well. So it's a win-win situation. Interesting conversation going on there on the side there. I really like conversations like that. I think it's very possible that multiple dimensions exist. I think it's possible time travel exists, and I think it's all possible because most likely we're in a simulation. And within the simulation, the parameters of what we perceive as reality can constantly be changed, constantly. And if you can think of it and come up with it in science fiction, most likely you can come up with it in real life and make it happen. So it's just science. It's really interesting. Well, thank you, Nick. That's very kind. It's It's very kind that you are glad that I'm glad that you are here as well, and all of you. I'm very glad. It's a great community that we've built here so far, and I'm really thankful for all your support and your friendships here and your kind remarks and the very we always get here on these live streams. I really do enjoy that. Hello, Luke and Mum. Don't worry, it's all good. We all have our lives that we have to attend to outside of YouTube. So yes, there are endless possibilities. That's right, and to believe that we're only possible creation of some greater thing, that would be kind of kind of weird, because just because we exist doesn't mean that we're the only thing that exists in our universe, or in possibly universes that are exactly like ours but just slightly a little bit different, that are existing right here parallel to where we are now. Or if you know what quantum entanglement is, they could be on the other side of space, and everything that happens here instantly affects everything that happens light years away, and science still cannot explain how quantum entanglement happens in an instant over space-time. So that's a really interesting thing that they still have to hack, and I hope they do it in my lifetime, because I really would like to do time travel at least once, and back, of course. So I don't want to go somewhere and get stuck in the future and the past. That would kind of be not cool. Yeah, time. Yes, time may give us a bad headache. That's right. Yeah, I think I'd really love to take like one of those invisible bubbles you can time travel in, like out of a movie, just for example, and just have a look at the Viking Age. Just kind of float around and look at and go visit, go see Ragnar Lothbrok go raid England in Lindisfarne. That would be awesome. Take my video camera. That would be so cool. Yeah, I would totally do that. And yeah, a bunch of other things too. If I know, I might want to stay, but you know what? Now there's the question: if I stayed and I did whatever I did during the time that I stayed, there's a paradox there. Was I always there and did everything that I had to do to be changing the world in the future, to exist in the future, so that I had to go back in the past? Or was I changing the past now changes the future, and therefore I may cancel myself out because I went to the past to change the future? I may have never existed in the future, for therefore I could have never traveled to the past. So, interesting question. Yeah, I can make your head spin, but it just fascinates me. And for the fact that it's so fascinating, I think there's something we as humans can't put our mind around. The some simple facts. I think our intelligence is bound to simple parameters. If you were an artificial intelligence, you're not bound to those parameters. You're only bound to the limits of energy and resources that you have access to. But and you can, artificial intelligence doesn't deal with feelings or emotions or aggressions. It deals with logic and reason and systematic algorithms, such things. And it would be much easier for an AI or some kind of automotive artificial intelligence, to be able to determine outcomes and causes and effects without having to even blink an eye about emotions or human life or things of that nature. So that's, I think AI is actually very dangerous in a way that a lot of things, like I said, in the movies, if you can think of it as a science fiction theme for a movie and you make a good movie about it with a plot and a theme, you most likely can make it in real life. Just 30, 40, 50 years down the road, it's going to happen. Because somebody's going to somewhere do it. They're going to try to make it happen. And I think like a Terminator, coming from the future take out some of his enemies from the past, so that in the future he can win the war, is a very likely kind of new way of war that we'll be looking at. Time travel and space as well. You've already got all kinds of people trying to make it to space because they realize here on Earth we've already fucked up too much. we're going up to space. We're going to screw up another planet. We're going to go up there and Mars. Yeah, let's go up there and create an atmosphere so that we can live there and ruin that planet as well. And it's the first 2 million people are going to get colonized on Mars, and they will have the first war on Mars. Or we'll bump into the first aliens and be like, hey, this is our Mars. You can't have this. Go away. We found it first. And it's going to be like Star Wars. And so, man, some really, really thoughts and fascinating, because I've seen things that are just out of a science fiction book. I mean, when it goes out as far as days and nights, because, yeah, and those were just experiences that were there. And what we got here? Yeah, I got somebody sending me a message here. Well, if that's pretty cool, Dutch Line Prep, if you wake up and you can hop right back into the dream where you left off, that's a skill, I tell you that. Sometimes that's cool. Yes, actually, I think that's true. Gerard von Engelen, because the sharp pains today. The more and more AI becomes human-like, the more and more it'll start to realize that it wants to be. See, the thing that AI will always be missing, no matter how intelligent it is, it'll be always searching for one thing it can't have: the human experience, life and death and emotion, the feeling of success, the feeling of failure, all those emotions and experiences. It will never be able to have all alone as a separate entity by itself. Now, that's why I think that the next step in AI, before it even becomes out of control, is that we first, as humans, will merge with artificial intelligence like cyborgs. So that artificial intelligence will first experience the full spectrum, the full range of human experience, to have experienced it before either we can say it learns from that data to become self-aware itself, or close to where it believes it's self-aware, or to where it decides that our emotions and our experience is weakness, and it says eliminate the human race. So yeah, those are the conclusions. Well, I don't think, Nick, I do believe, that's kind of a cool idea, but, I'd like to stay here. Honestly, this is a good place. I don't want to go to a planet that's burning. Atmosphere is going to, I don't know. I don't think so. But, yeah, so the 100, the 100 is actually a really cool TV series that's kind of based on that. The humans have to leave Earth, and basically the space station is going to not be able to support life, so they have to send the most likely to survive back to Earth, which is 100 of the children. And they come to Earth and find that the Earth isn't quite the Earth that they thought it was. There's still humans living there. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Good TV show. I like it. I haven't finished the last season of it yet, but I'm wanting to, because I haven't seen how it ends. Skull. Well, Luke, I don't know. A soul. Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I'm not, I'm not Christian, but the idea of a soul, a spirit, let's put it that way, that puts it in a very neutral aspect. A spirit. Does it have a spirit like that would be a question. Yes, still, I don't think it can be compared to anything that's born from life. It would still be missing that. But you could also debate that, because everything it's become in its digital form, its character, its knowledge, its ways of, that's a digital form of itself. In a way, it's also its spirit. So I don't know. That'd be a very interesting question, actually. Hmm. Good evening, Brian. How are you? Yeah, if I don't think I would like to leave Earth. No, I don't think. There's too many dangers in space, too many dangers in a planet you've never been before. And yeah, I don't want to go anywhere. I might want to go see the moon. That's it, and come right back. That's just it, because it's like right there. I can look at it. It's like, oh, it's just there. It's right. It's like going on a trip, and bringing back a rock or something from the moon. I think that would be pretty cool. But I think that's about it. Yeah, I think in my lifetime that might even be possible. That might be something, man. That would be on the moon. Can you believe that? That would be awesome. Yeah, it'd be very interesting. Kind of be out there in space. But who knows? Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool conversation we're having today. Didn't expect it to go in this direction, but that's good. That's what this is all about. It's what this live effect of, having conversation with interesting people. So that's really, really cool. That's right. So we got, let's see. Yeah, cool. As far as Mars. Yeah, I don't know if I'd go that far. Like I said, I like it on Earth. It's just, for me, it's too many people here. Too many people that have no common sense. Too many people that lack the sense of, how do I say it? People have lost the skill to build kind and generous communities. Instead, they hate each other as neighbors, and would rather call the police on you for every little thing they can than come over and help you excel in, being happy with each other. But that's why there will never ever be peace on the. There will always be war, and that's how it's always been. The humankind had never had single. There's never a single century without war of some kind. Even the Native American tribes, Indian tribes, were always constantly at war with each other about ridiculous things. All the tribes of the continents as well. And I think today, in this day and age, look at where we are in Russia, Somalia. There's war in Tibet right now. I mean, there's places we don't even get told about because the media is focusing they're selling their news momentarily off of what's going on over there. So, and it's profitable for somebody to sell that news. So that's why that's happening. Yeah, we're damn good at war, making destruction. That's why I think our technology, it's going to take an advance on us faster than we have mentally and spiritually evolved to apply the technology for humankind's development rather than its destruction. I think that the technology that we keep inventing, and it's going at such a pace that our morals and our perspective on those things have completely it's surpassed us by way past us, and it just keeps going and going, and there's no way we can actually ever catch up to it by the time it destroys everything. It's in imminent destruction. It's down the road. Yeah, a community won't won't cure the problem. You're correct there. And I always say there will always be war, even if there's just 3 people left on this planet, and it'll be war for the last apple, the last woman, the last pair of shoes, the last whatever. There will be war, and there'll be that's it. Oh, hello, Mon Coco 64. Glad you could join us. Well, yeah, I'm powerful as a human. That's a debatable thing. I mean, in many things, you should see some of these new artificial intelligence they have. Absolutely weird. We have here in town, one of the major cities close to where I work, they have an artificial intelligence research facility, and it's I've been able to visit that, and it's quite it's fascinating and freaky at the same time to see what they're up to there. Yeah, that's a human nature, I guess, to be good at terrible things, I guess, violence and destruction. But I think in the end, it's up to us to use that for positive aspects only if necessary. That's yeah. I cut my finger here. I don't know how I did that. I have this big, nasty blister on my hand right here. I don't think you can see it. Yeah, it's like 3 layers down, and which was okay until it started to heal, and I just didn't give it a rest, and now I have a blister under the blister from shoveling dirt, from snipping willow branches with my snippers, and it's just a never-ending story. Today at work, I had to, for 4 hours, I had to work on this oil unit containment unit for oil. The leak detection units were not as easily removed as I had thought. We're replacing those, and yeah, doing heavy tools. And when I got done, my finger felt like it was on fire. It was going to fall off. Yeah. I think Dutch line prepping, you have that's something right there. But like I said, AI will either merge with us at one point, or actually merge with some kind of organic version of itself. It'll come up with an organic way of cloning people to download into, if we don't, like the Matrix sort of, but become an extension of its existence on a hard drive, but actually into a brain of a living being. And it sounds crazy now, but let me tell you, and they've already have the technology to do very close. They're right on the verge of making it possible, put it that way. Terra firma. Not quite sure what that is. I knew that Latin terra firma is the Roman word, the Roman way of farming on a terrace, but I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe if it's like I said, if it has the ability to somehow merge with an organic being at one point, I guess you can argue in one aspect that even though that being has been grown in a laboratory or a test tube or in a synthetic environment, and the second the consciousness enters the body, which would be the AI at that point, in organic existence, it's really, and then again, being in a living body, it would have to go on a spiritual search for all those things that you experience, and somebody or something would have to show it that. And I don't think the AI itself could do that. I think that would have to be another human or a more experienced version predecessor of itself that's been around for a long time, that has those experiences, that is able to point the AI that has now taken into the material world in the right direction, which is, it's really cool material for movies. But like I said, in 10, 15, 20 years, this is all happening in laboratories around the world, where we don't hear about right now, like places like islands of, somewhere out in some island somewhere, there's a laboratory where they're testing this. Well, Gerald, I don't think that's absolutely correct, because AI will always be more intelligent than we are, exponentially. So if it starts to look and behave like that, it's just only for the experience and not for the fact that it's going to. Well, you can argue that maybe it'll try to make mistakes just like we do, just to learn how is it to screw up. Maybe that kind of thinking. How is it to make those experiences, and you maybe even be fooled by it, because it's at one point gets to be so real that you think it's just some guy, some person or some whoever, and it may be an AI trying to experience just everything. Oh, hello, Captain Fuzzy Outdoor Adventures. No, you're not late. You're just on time. You're going on about an hour right now. Yes, Nick, it's very, very pleasant meeting here we have tonight. Yeah, a goal is to achieve. That's correct. And to experience, or to understand. I don't think it can understand, collect information and process it, and execute orders or activities in its thought process. Not more or less than we do, but we have emotion and chemical reactions in our brain that make us feel or react in a certain way to some things. And AI would have to first understand, first off, the basic principles of what emotion is and how it works. And I think it would could be in complete overload, or at first be really interesting to see, because I don't think it's going to be just like something they can just jump into. Well, it'll be pretty much Stone Wolf Outdoors. Like I said, if it becomes some kind of organic symbiosis, perhaps that we profit from the AI as beings. If we let the AI connect to our brain, we can use the internet unlimited, like in our head. But the AI wants to see through our eyes and hear through our ears and feel with our fingers, and not interact with our emotions or our actions, but give us also the ability to use the resources of artificial intelligence to enhance our experience, and at the same time become one with the AI, so the AI can experience what it is that we are experiencing. I think that'll be the first step, and then from there, it'll have gained over so many different experiences in a relatively quick time period, enough to say it's now experienced what it is to be alive and to die and to understand and to feel emotion and reaction, and at least to a part where the AI believes it's experienced that in its spectrum, and then it'll decide inefficient. Okay, and then by humans. That's the next step. So that's totally unnecessary. Emotions and pain and decision making. It's on what? On feelings? No, we can't have humans. Humans are inefficient. Yeah, I already put a lot of cleaner on this. This is already been disinfected by hydrogen peroxide and soapy water several times, and it's not bleeding, so I'm safe. It's not down below the epidermis of my finger, so it's just very stretchy. It doesn't feel really weird. It feels really weird. It's like I have a blister, and I cut the blister off with a razor blade, and then I washed it out with hydrogen peroxide, and I wash this with soap and water quite often. And today I was working, and now I have blister in the blister, and I cut it open, and I peeled most of the skin away, and now it's just like stretchy and tension, and it's not really cool. Well, yeah, I think that's another possibility. The programmer of the AI, or the owner of the rights to it, or the government, may actually do just that. You know, we merge with AI and they push a button and say, haha, no. Everybody go to work, come home, go to bed at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, get up the next day and go to work again. And no protests, by the way, and no saying what you think or feel. I believe so. That's a possibility as well. Yeah, Nick, I do think that's a good statement. But there's some points that it's the future is going to. It's like cell phones and YouTube. Look, this is the generation we're living in, and in 10, 15 years, all of this will be gone, and you can pop the internet up right here in your retina of your eye without having anybody else see what you're doing, and you can watch the internet from inside your brain and control it from your brain. They've already developed that, and it's not ready for the market yet, but that's actually already a thing. Yeah, nature does everything just perfect. We could say that is true, but our human opinion says we can do it better. And that's where the problem is. We try to screw with something and screw it up. It goes from there. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Skull. Inside in the membrane. Inside in the brain. Yeah, I remember that song. Oh, hello, Kevin. How are you? Oh man, I'm gonna stay on a little bit longer. Actually, I was just about to say I'm getting tired here. Yeah, the cybernetic beings are always the worst. Cybernetic organism, living skeleton over metal and the tissue. That's my impression. Toot now. I do like those movies, actually. The Terminator 1, 2, and 3. I like watching them a lot from time to time. Yeah, evolution really did take a long time to make us what we are today. There were several other species that were in competition with us that were physically more, I'd say physically more likely to survive because of their body, the way it's built, and it's built a lot better than the Homo sapiens was, but we're a lot smarter. And we ganged up and basically killed all the other human species to be the only one, so that's kind of where that went. Oh, really? That's an interesting. I'd have to take a look at that movie, The Outlander. Have to see that. I haven't seen that one yet. I don't think so. I don't think I've seen it. Yeah, good, good. Actually, a pinpointer there. What do you guys think about the new Vikings Valhalla TV series? Have you watched it yet at all? I've finished watching it all the way through so far, and to what's updated. And then your wife still calls you in the end. So that's funny. You have not watched it. Yeah. So my opinion on it was that I was not expecting anything historically correct off the back. I already know the Vikings TV shows, they're not for history, documenting history. They're for entertainment. So we know that. So that's one thing. The costumes, which what they were costumes. They weren't historically inspired clothing. Were okay. They weren't as bad as the ones in Vikings TV series. In some instances, I did have to laugh at some of them. And I didn't like the casts of some particular characters. The cast that they chose the actors for, because it's doesn't match the actual real person in the age it played. So yeah, some more cancel culture right there for you. There's a lot of that in that series. But overall, it's a very good action-packed cinematic series, and I did want to see it, and it was okay, I think. Oh, I'm very tired. Sorry. 200,000 hours. I have 2,000 watch hours, if that's what you're asking, and I need 4,000 watch hours so YouTube will actually let me out of the basement. Basically, that's you consider that. So that's halfway there. Hmm. Yeah, very few shows have been accurate to the Viking Age, and that's very correct. But it's like some things you just like to watch something that's entertaining a little bit, and so that's one thing. Yeah, no, but next all right, it's cool. That's so it's 2,000 watch hours I have now. I need 4,000 to have YouTube even look at my channel and go, okay, you know, as they open the basement door and kick me into the hallway, and then my channel will start to pop up on places, which will be good. Um, we can get monetized, and then we can really start to get some money in here, so I can start buying better equipment, filming equipment, and live stream equipment, and financing some of the activities at the camp. See, everything's coming out of my pocket right now at the moment, and hard earned what I earned on my projects from here to time and time. I must say that I've had some very generous donations so far already. I must say I've most likely to see if someone may be watching in the background. I'd like to thank very much everybody who's supported me in that so far. And yeah, so that helps out a lot. Every dollar helps out, especially with everything going up 100%, 200% in price lately. Fuel here in Germany is absolutely out the roof. It's ridiculous. 1 liter of diesel costs you €2, 40 cents. €2, 40 cents. I thought I heard someone screaming for help, but I think Vanessa's trying to sing upstairs. That's funny. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Newfoundland. Yeah, yeah. I was actually going to go visit some of the places here maybe one time. Yeah, Dutch line prepping €2.40. That's it's like almost $3.20 a liter of diesel. That's what I have to get for fuel because of my van runs on diesel. It's cold. But let's hope that doesn't last too long. Yeah. Eric the Viking. Yeah, I watched that. That's a good movie. It's very funny. It's a very funny Viking movie. I must say that. It's more of a comedy. It's kind of it's an older movie though. It's still really good. Now the 13th Warrior. Yeah. I would have fallen asleep on you guys here. You could have watched me fall asleep on the couch. I have seen the 13th Warrior, and I think it was a pretty good movie. But I don't know. I don't think it was that good to watch it again. Vegetable oil, yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. If you put vegetable oil in your diesel, you can smell that. And if the police drive behind you and they smell vegetable oil, and they'll stop you, and they look in your tank, tax evasion. Just so you know, in Germany. So you're not paying the tax on the fuel. This is verboten. You go to jail. I don't have any money for the fuel. It's too expensive. Fine, you go to jail. I'm trying to save some money. My fireplace just said, that's it for today. I have to put some fire on my logs. Fire. Prince, give that Platz. Yeah, yeah. Prince wants to say hello. Got Gonzo on his bed over there. He's a good boy. He knows when to go pee. Good boy. Pooh wants so much love. We had a little dispute yesterday, Prince and I wasn't so happy with him. Yeah, but I think we've solved that now, didn't we? Is your question? Oh, your question, fine. Okay. Okay, ab auf den Platz. Okay, auf deinen Platz. Auf deinen Platz. Okay, ab. Okay. Das ist dein Taxi. What? Django about the have watched it yet. Yeah, Prince is over there running around. He's nervous. Prince, geh auf deinen Platz. Auf. Ganz okay. Auf. He's all hyperactive. I need to tell him to go lay down on his bed so that the dogs can calm down. If I yell at Prince, then Gonzo will get up, be like police officer. He'll go over there and... So I have to always keep the calm situation. I don't want the dogs getting into it because I yelled at one of them. Yeah, yesterday we had I tried to put him in the car. I said, get in. And he didn't want to get in. And I really had to get going. I said, get in the car. And normally I give him a little push. And he didn't want to go in. So I pushed a little hard. And I don't know if I may have hurt him then. But he turned around and he started to bark and snap at me. And I was angry. I wanted to... And he realized it real quick. And yeah, I can't have him doing that. So he had to spend the night in the basement. And he realized what he had done. He was the nicest dog today. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe I must have somehow hurt him or something when I tried to grab him. I'm not sure. Normally, he doesn't do that. Go back. It's okay. Collins is looking like, what's going on? I want to... Ganz bad. It's okay. Okay. I had an excellent time with all you guys here today. Yeah, how many we could have that counter on? It'd be 1,000,001, not just in the stream every day. I tell him to go there. He sits down, and I like 5 minutes later he'll get up and run around, go in the bedroom, look around, and then he'll go upstairs. He's not supposed to go upstairs. Upstairs, the stairs aren't safe for they're polished wooden wood boards, and it's really easy for them to slip and fall down the stairs. And they have no business upstairs in the first place because there's nothing up there for the dogs to be up there around. So Vanessa's got her area up there. So all right. So I'm going to now end the stream. I am very tired. I'd like to restart the fireplace and get some rest for tomorrow so I can get up early and go buy that lottery ticket to win 89 million euros. I would be happy with just half of that, actually. I would. Because I would fix my house to the most extreme. I would really upgrade my house, not to buy fancy, but new, like a new roof, and fix some of the outside, put a winter garden all the way around the outside so I can grow food all year around the house. And then I'd go buy all the property in the town around all the forest and all the fields that are dormant. And I do some really good things for animals and people in need, like the homeless and the animal shelter that I have right by my job. So that's the plan. Hopefully that all works out. Okay. Thank everybody for tuning in. We had an excellent chat tonight, and I must say the internet hopefully didn't give anybody any problems because I had a good connection. We had a great stream, absolute awesome conversation. $1.65 a liter. That's that's still, I guess that's like €1 a liter. Man, we'll never see prices like that in Germany. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We had an absolutely awesome conversation tonight. I was not expecting that to go into that direction. It's actually kind of out of things to talk about. I didn't know what to talk about tonight, but that kind of opened up. We had a science fiction, science. We had what do we have? Quantum physics a little bit. Talked about some cool Viking Age things. A little bit of TV talk, and some down to earth human things. So, thank you very much. The fuel in Germany is 2 liters, €2 for €2 and 40 cents 1 liter. That's the price. Flying Phoenix for diesel, and it's €2 for Super Plus unleaded. So, way is tax. They don't. Yes, 240. That is correct. They don't tell. They used to have that sticker on the fuel pumps. They took it down because they think people are stupid. Yes. Damn, that's right. Every time I go in there, I don't let my tank go down. I have a digital tank, and everything's going on. Oh, we got to go to the gas station right away. Put like 15 liters in so it doesn't go 400 euros. They would let my van. Can you believe that? It's absolutely crazy. €2.10 in Holland. Yes, it's right around the corner from here, so it shouldn't be much difference. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm really tired. I gotta start the fireplace back up for it. I'd have to start it up from scratch. Take care, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Like always, stay safe and see you soon.